Alright, coming in at number 9 on the top 14 underrated holiday specials is 101 Dalmatians Christmas, entitled, actually entitled A Christmas Cruella. And if you can't tell by that, let me tell you that yes, if you're guessing it and you're guessing correctly, but if you can't still tell, this is actually a 22 to 30 minute adaptation of A Christmas Carol, but in more modern times. Let me set out the setting for you. Cruella is in the role of Scrooge, Anita in the role of Bob Cratchit, Lucky in the role of Tiny Tim, Horace and Jasper sort of in the role of Marley, Cadpig in the role of the Ghost of Christmas Past, Rolly in the role of Christmas Present, and Spot in the role of Christmas Future. Uh, Overall, this is a very decent holiday special. Um, you know, yes, like some animated and live action series, it was part of the regular lineup, but it was pretty good. And it's actually one of the rare exceptions to a Disney film, to a Disney show. Usually, there have been some Disney shows that kind of put together two holiday specials in one cassette and everything. But this is actually has a whole cassette dedicated to itself when it came out on VHS. Yes, it does have a regular episode afterwards, but it's a whole episode. But the whole disc, as you can see on the cover right here, is dedicated to it. But basically, it does follow in the tradition of a Christmas Carol with a few exceptions. We find out that when Cruella was a child, she wanted a puppy. She wanted a Dalmatian puppy for Christmas, and this is something that she had been longing for even up to when she was a teenager. But every time she would not get what she wanted, she would, as a kid and as a teenager, she would literally just flip out, or she would do something despicable. So what happens overall, like I said, there have been a few exceptions in this adaptation. Like for example, in A Christmas Carol, we know that Scrooge gives Bob Cratchit Christmas off, with the exception that he comes back earlier the next day to work. Well, in A Christmas Cruella, Cruella downsizes, aka fires Anita, because Anita, I think, told Cruella in advance that she was gonna go home early on Christmas, but Cruella wants wants people to just keep on working and working. So and she doesn't care. So basically what happens is that as soon as she goes home, again, just like in the typical Christmas Carol tradition, she gets visited by all the ghosts, represented, like I said, by the characters. Like Cadpig visits her, takes her to the past, shows her what her past was like and what could have led her down this road. Um, Rolly takes her to the present and kind of shows her, what will happen to Lucky. Excuse me about that. What will happen to Lucky if the Dearlys don't have the money for the operation, because Lucky has like a sprained foot. But and also shows that because they can't afford anything, they can't really have a Christmas because they got to return all the presents. And then of course Spot in the role of the Ghost of Christmas Future shows her what a future would be like and where she'll end up. And this all leads to Cruella, even if it's just for one episode, changing her ways, going to the Dearlys, giving Anita back her job, and then finally telling them finally revealing to them what she really wanted for Christmas. And overall, it is a good episode. It's a good special. If you have not seen it, I suggest you try to watch it. Probably go online and find it at a site like YouTube or Daily Motion. You'll probably find it there in multiple parts. Go to VO If you have to, you might find it in full there. But overall, it's very good. The funny part at the end is, well, you'll just have to see it. I'm not going to tell you, but it's a really funny part. You'll like it. But it is a good special, and I highly recommend it. And that's why 101 Dalmatians Christmas, aka Christmas Cruella, is number 9 on the top 14 underrated holiday specials.